Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Welcome to My Daily Discipline. See, I did it again. My Daily Discipline. My Daily Bread, brought to you by Daily Discipline. Number 115. It is the 8th day of February. So glad you're here. Thanks for giving a couple minutes of your time. Today, talk about how I'm amazed. Last night, it was just Jack and I went to a speech therapy thing, had a little dinner here, and then he was kind of tired, so he just kind of like cuddled up next to me on the couch, and I watched some How the Universe Works episodes. And as I was sitting there looking at it, just with some perspective, when I think about the things that get me sideways, and I just kept thinking to myself, man, it is amazing that you're here right now, right? Like that everything came together, and I'm here. And so with all of that as the perspective, the things that I allow myself to get hung up on, I'm like, kind of silly, dude. Really is. So let's get to work. What I'm thankful for. I am thankful that yesterday, after I hit upload, publish, whatever. Yeah, publish is the last button that I hit, and a video goes live. Within 5 minutes, maybe 10, I was already in work mode. I was involved in a work conversation on the phone, and I get a text message from no one other than our very own super fan, JM, saying, I don't like this My Daily Bread stuff. Get back to daily discipline. Critical parent. I'm going to whoop your ass. And so I was like, hey, did you happen to watch the whole video? And then there was silence for like an hour. And then he came back. He's like, oh, you don't be too well. So here's the point. Number one, it's good to know how your circle of influence, the people that are your board members, how they're going to react, so that you hear the message and you don't take it personal. JM he only has my best interest at heart. I get it. And he's sharing with me his opinion. It was too preachy, right? I get it, right? So here's what we're going to do, right? Because this is, after all, my channel. We get to do whatever I want to do. I'll ask for your opinion as my marketplace. The millions of you and me having a conversation. Tell me what do you care? Do you not care? Do you want to put a comment below? Do you want to send me a text message? Whatever, right? I don't care. It really doesn't matter to me. But I do appreciate it. I do. So here's what I want to talk about today. And don't let the title lead you to believe that this has anything to do with that conversation we just had, right? That we're done with that. We'll take a vote, then we'll do whatever I want to do. For now, I want to talk about being a cheerleader, not a hater. You'd think that's what I was talking about, but it really is. It's what I'm talking about is last night when I was watching How It's Made, there was a situation in my professional life that has been troubling me that was then resulted in an email and this public show and a celebration, and all these people are weighing in. And I'm like, man, I have to respond to this. I don't want to respond, right? I feel like there's a whole bunch of bullshit in here, but my options are either handle myself with grace and just be a cheerleader and not being a hater. I can say nothing, and I might as well say something really bad, or I could be like, I could be a hater. I could be a hateful person, and I'll give you two examples that are somewhat two public examples. And A to the P, these are going to be college basketball, so I don't know if you're going to get them, right? But try to stick with me. So Bobby Knight was the head basketball coach of the University of Indiana. He was fired, as he probably should be. Abusive, he was punch drunk on the power, right? So anyway, he gets outed at Indiana and goes down to Texas Tech, and his assistant coach takes over, coaches that team to the finals the very next year. And everybody's like, oh my God, this guy must be the best coach ever. It's like, or maybe Coach Knight built a really good program and that they just needed a breath of fresh air, and we should be like, hey, that was one final accomplishment up there, right? But instead of, Coach Knight chose to be like, well, yeah, that's all me, bro. Well, everybody knew it, but the way he handled it and the way he talked about it, it's like, we knew that, but we don't need to hear that from you. Let us bring that up. Let the rest of And it was not handled gracefully. On the other side of that, the University of Illinois, Bill Self, head basketball coach, Roy Williams leaves Kansas, goes to North Carolina. Everybody knows, the dominoes start falling. And Bill Self leaves the University of Illinois and goes to the University of Kansas. Very next year, the University of Illinois is in the final game with that's Bill Self stuff, right? Now, Bruce Weber took him there, and he ends up getting a contract extension, all this off of the momentum and the energy and all of that Bill Self did not say one single thing. Like, he knew that was his work and that somebody else was literally just kept pushing the ball down the road. But he didn't have to say anything, so he handled himself with grace. So I thought to myself, like, well, what are you going to do? What advice would you give somebody else? And my advice would be handle yourself with grace and just realize that this is how it goes sometimes. What advice would you give your son? What advice would you give somebody else? And this is exactly what it's handle yourself with grace. It's not going to be easy. It will not be easy, but you will be rewarded for handling yourself with grace. You just have to believe that if you do the right thing, good things are going to continue to happen to you. So it's what I did, right? It's painful. Literally, it's painful. As I was typing, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's all right. It's done. It's over. I don't have to engage in any more of those conversations. I'm good. Yeah, and the other thing, is that, let's just be honest, you have to fight yourself, right? Like, the urge is we want the truth to be out there. We want everybody to know. And why? Why? Because we feel somehow slighted, that we're not getting the attention we're not getting, it's selfish. That's all it is. It's selfishness. And so, again, going back to how we started this, it's kind of funny that in the moment, as I was watching that's when that email came out. I had perspective about, like, man, everything had to happen for you to be here. Now you're upset about an email. Get over it. Get over yourself. Talking to myself. So with that, I'm done. Hands up. Peace out. We are better together. I'll be back tomorrow. And don't forget to let me know what you think, right? And I don't want to get a whole bunch of stuff asking me to go back to daily discipline. Just kidding. I don't care. See you guys. Bye.